Okay, so we're just going to look at linking 3 anchors together. We've done a video on linking 2 anchors together, so this will kind of incorporate a bit of that, but just take it a step further, because sometimes, especially if we're direct belaying, we want to make sure we've got bomber anchors. Okay, so again, place all our anchors first. I'm going to bring these 2 together first. Again, always put the sewn bit out of the way deliberately. Pull these down, think about direction of load. Is it out? Is it down? Where's it going to be? Maybe I'll stand here. So I'm going to bring these together, and with these nice Edelridge slings, I could do a figure of 8 or an overhand. I'll keep it simple for now, do an overhand. So that just links those 2 together. And if I've got this 3rd anchor, one option is to basically just repeat the same again. So now we just work from that point, and we clip one end of the strand to there and one end in there, and we just bring them together. Again, think about directional load, do an overhand, and now that becomes our new power point. So same criteria is used all the way through all of our systems. Are they independent? Are they equally loaded? And less than 90. Okay, so that's just about right there. So that makes those 2 independent. We come up here, we've got the same criteria, this not. So that's one option of bringing 3 anchors together. It uses 2 slings, and this looks quite visually a lot. It's quite simple though. We've just brought 2 to 1, 2 to 1. That's great, but you might not have 2 120 centimetre slings. You might have used one on the route, or just don't carry 2 of those. So another option is to use a 240. And usually the way I like to do this, you could do it quite a few ways, but often your anchors aren't really close together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the sewn bit, and I'm going to pop a clovitch in just next to the sewn bit. Go up to my top bit, use the section with the sewn bit, put a tiny bit of slack, and put another clovitch in there. Snug that up. So now I've got a slightly slack bit between those top 2 anchors. So those 2 now are sort of independent from each other. So all I can do now, come down, take the other end of the sling, pop it into that anchor, and then again load this to where I want the weight to be, equalize it, and on these skinny slings I normally always tie a figure of 8 if I can. And that's my new power point. So have I got independence and equalization? Well, if I just clip myself in there so you can see, if this anchor fails, these 2 are independent and they're equally loaded. Whams, let's say that cam pops out. This strand here, because of that clovitch in the far distance, is independent. And if for some reason, let's say I just happen to be here and this one's a little bit slack, it makes it really quite easy just to come up, just tweak that one just a little bit tighter, just to make sure I get equalization. Now I've done that too much and you can see that one's come a little bit slack. So you get the idea. I could now just equalize these up, easy with a bit of load on. There we go. So now all 3 anchors are independent and equally loaded. And that's another simple way of doing it. Okay, so if you've got 3 anchors really close together and a 240 centimetre sling like this big long green one, sometimes you can clip the end of the sling in, clip it in there, clip it in there. Now to make them independent, you need to take the strands from in between all of the anchors and pull it down until it gets to here. And then find the sewn bit and shuffle that until it's out the way, because you don't want that way, you're going to tie the knot. So now effectively I've got 3 mini little strands. When I tie this, a really good way of making sure this middle one stays tight is to just sort of shimmy it. If you don't, this middle one won't stay tight. So you've got 3 strands here, bite it together, and if you've got enough sling, tie your figure of 8 there. Clip in your strand, and that's now your new power point. So if I just clip in there so you can just see, these are all nice and snug. And that's just another option for bringing 3 anchors together when they're really close. But you've got to make sure that they're not more than 90 degrees apart, equally loaded and independent from each other.